Hey guys, hopefully everyone is doing well. Today's target is to solve question number 9.5. The chapter which we are related with is labor costing. Here we do calculate wages for manufacturing workers. So as you know that under cost accounting and management accounting, we are not related with salaries, we are related with wages, and wages are the amount which are paid to the manufacturing workers. So workers will manufacture some number of units and we are going to pay them their wages. As you know that there are two very basic methods which we are related with. First method is considered time rate method, under which we will just observe how many hours a worker would work and it would be multiplied by per hour. Simple as this. And then you are with piece rate system where you will pay them according to number of pieces. So pieces they will make or number of units they will make, and you need to multiply it with per piece rate. So in this way you will be paying wages. So these are very simple and basic concepts of payment of wages to the manufacturing workers. And here these concepts would also be used. Primarily, you are needed to look at the appearance of the question, though the volume is not so large. It's a simple question, apparently. I will let you know that I can see there are two workers, operator X and operator Y. It's prominent over here. So what you will do, you will make and calculate wages for operator X and operator Y separately. Standards would be different, their wage rate might be different, their number of units manufactured might be different, their standard time can be different, their standard production can be different. So we will solve them as two questions present over here. Data should not be mixed, so you will have to be very careful because you can see mixture of different amounts are present. You can see here 204, 20, 15, 50, 27, 39, 45, 6, 4. So there are so many amounts present in the question. So the primary responsibility to solve the question is not to mix data in between X and Y. So first we will be looking forward for X. This is your first part related to X only. Let's start reading. Job are issued to operator X to make 189 units and to Y, we will read it later on, which a time allowance of 20 standard minutes are given to operator X. So the two amounts are related with us according to or about X. So we are leaving 204 and we are leaving 15 for the time being. So you will focusing upon these 2 points. 189 units is the target, and for this 20 standard minutes are given for how many number of units? For single unit. Per unit respectively, it means we can create our standard over here. Since discussion is about time and pieces, how much time is given to X is 20 standard minutes. 20 minutes are given to produce one piece. So we need to know how many pieces should we make or how many minutes are needed to make certain pieces. Both are possible. So here target of X was to make 189 units. Target of X was to make 189 units. So now we will calculate how much time is needed to manufacture 189 pieces. For one piece 20 minutes, how much time would be needed to manufacture 189 unit? Here we will apply the simple accounting principle, cross multiplication. X would be multiplied with 1, we will get only X. These signs M, P and P, these were written just for your convenience. They are not required and they are not to be put over here in actual. So 20 minutes are needed for one piece. So how much time is needed to manufacture 189 pieces? Now cross multiply. 189 would be multiplied with 20 at right side of is equal to 20 multiplied by 189. So in next step we will calculate the statement. 20 would be multiplied by 189. In this way we have got our answer. What it is? Please listen the question again. One piece is manufactured in 20 minutes. For 189 pieces, how many minutes? Question was how many minutes you need. So these are minutes. But minutes are actually little a bit confusing. We will convert them in hours. So again we can put over here minutes and hours relation. As we know that 1 hour contains 60 minutes are present in 1 hour. Now we want to know how many minutes, how many hours are present in 3780 minutes, then again x. These minutes and hours m and h are written. These are not obligatory, it's optional. You may not be writing in actual. I am writing them just to make your understanding little more easy. Cross multiplication, x would be multiplied with 60. So what we will get 60x, and then we will have second 3780 would be multiplied by 1. So we will get 3780. Now 60 is being multiplied with x. We want to take it to the opposite side. At opposite side we already have 3780, and when you will take 60 to the opposite side it would be divided. 60 statement is completed. Let's calculate. 3780 divided by 60. So we have got our amount. In this way our first required calculation has been completed. This is what we have calculated. Hours, or better word is standard hours. For x standard hours 63. Now let's go back and see what else is required from us. X completed his unit in 45 hours, while you can see that standard hours for X we have calculated 63. It means he worked very efficiently. X has completed in his number of units in 45 hours. Okay, and due to defective nothing else is given, so let's start calculations. Please keep it in mind we are related with only X. Now first normal salary would be normal wages we should write. Actually common word is salary, that is why it is coming normal wages. After that there are two ways to pay. For every hour saved a bonus is paid 50%. So first we will see how many hours save. Save hours. How would we calculate? Look here, 63,000, 63 were the number of hours as standard, and he had completed, X completed his work in only 45 hours. How many hours saved? 63 minus 45. Hours saved 18. Now normal wages we can calculate. Go up and look at here, 27 per hour would be paid, and how much time X had taken? 45 hours. So what you will do, 45 hours multiply by 27 per hour wage rate. In this way you have calculated your normal wages. I'm just putting bracket over here so that you can remember what we have done. 45 hours were taken, and for every hour 27 was paid. Statements are very important, so I am writing them for understanding. How you have calculated your hours saved? 63 was the standard, and you have completed that work in only 45 hours. So again, in this way, we have calculated hours saved. Normal wages are calculated, and payment for saving hours we are going to make. For every hour saved, a bonus is paid 50% of the base rate 27. Bonus would be calculated now. For bonus, it has been said every hour saved, 18 hours saved, it would be multiplied by 27 per hour rate, but payment would not be given in full. Rather, what is said, for every hour saved, bonus is paid 50%. So here you will be paying only 50%. So hopefully, according to statement, you have understood what we are going to do. 18 hours were saved. For every hour 27 rupees are paid, but not total amount would be paid as bonus, only 50%. So here, after calculating our statement, we can calculate amount 18 multiplied by 27 and then multiply by 50%. 50% mean 50 divided by 100. You can write 0.5. 50 over 100, 50%, that is 0.5. So we have got our amount 243 as amount of bonus, and now we can calculate our total salary, total wages. Again, I'm just saying salary. So how you will calculate your total wages? But here we'll have to see if there is anything else as well. Let's go back. The basic working hour is 42, and here for every hour say 50%, the basic work, this line, please note it down, hours in excess are paid time plus 1/3 as well. Hours in excess, it means 42 is your working hours, but he had worked for 45 hours. This is the reason why we are concentrating. Look over here. Basic working week is 42 hours, and X has completed in 45 hours. It means 3 extra hours he had worked. So we'll have to mention it. Extra hours, how would you calculate? Look, 45 hours he had worked, while permitted hours were only 42. It means he had worked 3 extra hours, and you can calculate 45 minus 42. Alright. So how you would pay for extra hours? Again, we'll have to go little up. Payment. Extra payment is better word. So you will write here extra payment. And how would you calculate this extra payment? For that, you will have to understand he had worked 3 extra hours. And here it has been explained, hours in excess are paid at time plus 1/3. Okay. So how many hours he had saved? 3. For every hour you will be paying, for every hour there is payment of 27, but we are going to pay only 1/3. This was said in your question. Now let's calculate it. Okay, bracket is not needed. 3 multiply by 27 multiply by 1 over 3 means 0.3. So you will write 0.3 as many times as you can. So we have got our answer, that is 27. Now there is a question for you. Read it again. Hours in excess are paid at time plus one third. It means it would be paid normally as well as one third. So we have already paid him. Look over here. 45 hours payment has been made. It means 3 extra hours were paid over here as well. This is one and then plus one third. So we have paid extra payment over here of 27. In this way, all of calculation related to X has been completed. As you can see, we are calculating for X. First, we have calculated normal wages. Then we have seen any hours saved. Yes. Then bonus was calculated. These saving hours were just calculations, and extra hours still calculations. So we are not highlighting them. Now we have three major parts: normal wages, bonus, or extra payment. Why extra payment? Because he had worked extra 3 hours. Why bonus? Because he have saved 18 hours. Now we are up to a position to calculate our total wages, for which what you will do, you will add all of your amounts. First you have 12, 15, and then you will add second amount of bonus 243, and then third amount for extra payment 27. In this way your statement has been completed, and now you can calculate the amount. 1215 plus 243 plus 27. So we have got our total payment for X. Now let's see the answers. This is your amount of bonus. A part is amount of bonus for X 243. This is bonus, we have calculated 243, and total payment has been made. How much? That is 1485. So in this way you have calculated your answers, and those answers are matched as well. Let's see again. 243 and 1485. 243, 1485 we have calculated. So in this way our portion of question has been completed. I think there is little setting disturbed. Okay. So let's mark first part of the question as we have completed it. Mark it as it has been done. Okay. Now we will start all calculations again for second part. Second person here is y. So calculation for y would be started. As in X, what first part was we have done, we have calculated standard time, which was 63. In the similar way, we will be calculating standard hours for X as well. For X, we will go back to the start of the question and what has been said. For Y, to make 204 units. Now keep it in mind, Y's target is little larger. X was given target to complete 189. Y was given a target to manufacture 204 units. 20 and 15. It means these two amounts we are related with: 204 units and 15 standard minutes. Let's start. We are given time and pieces or units. Pieces. We are actually related with pieces only. This extra thing we do not need. The time which is given to Y is 15 standard minutes. Here you can write 15 minutes are given to produce one piece. But how many number of pieces Y had produced? 204. Please keep it in mind. So we need to know for 204 pieces how many minutes one should take. So this is our query. We need to know that. Please read it again. 15 minutes were given to Y to produce 1 unit and he had made 204 pieces. How much time would be needed to produce 204 unit? We will not use our brain, simple cross multiplication. X would be multiplied with 1, so only X would be present over here. And on right side of is equal to second cross multiplication, 15 would be multiplied with 204. Alright, statement is completed. Now we can put it on our calculator. 15 multiplied by 204, we have got 3060. These are, you will tell me what we have calculated. So 306 question was, if for one piece 15 minutes are needed, for 204 pieces, how many minutes would we need? It means we have calculated minutes. But as usual, I was telling you minutes are little more confusing. Instead of minute, we will use hours. For that, what we will do, in hours, we will see how many minutes. As you know that 60 minutes are present in 1 hour. So what have we have calculated 3060 minute. How many hours would be present in what? 3060 minutes. How many hours would be present? We will not use our brain, simple calculations, cross multiplication. 60 would be multiplied with x, so what we will get? 60 x is equal to, and then first multiplication was 60 into x, second multiplication 3060 into 3060 into 1, we will get 360. Now next calculation is what? 60 is multiplied over here. You want to take it to the opposite side. At opposite side we already have 3060. When you will take 60 to the opposite side, it would be divided. Finally, we can calculate our required amount, 3060 divided by 60. So here 51. What is this? Standard hours we have calculated. 51. Remaining everything was for calculation. We are not highlighting it. And this 51 was needed. These are standard hours for Y. So again we will be calculating in the similar way. What we have done over here, we will pick the headings as you have seen in first. This is for Y and we will use same headings over here. First of all, we will calculate the normal wages. For that, we will see how many hours he had worked. For Y, you will come over here. Y completed his units in 39 hours, but worked the full week. What does that mean? It means he was given to work for 42 hours. He had completed 39, his target in 39 hours, but it has been mentioned worked for full week. So instead of 39, we will consider that 42 hours he had worked. Alright, so come over here. He had worked for 42 hours, and for per hour, as we know, 27 is both. Rate 27 is same for both. We can calculate it. 42 multiplied by 27. Normal wages have been calculated. Now we will see, is there any way he had save hours? For that you will see standard time. Standard hours were 51. And in how much time he have completed? Y had completed in 39 hours. So how much time he had saved? The standard time was 51 and he had completed in 39 hours only. So yes, he had saved some of the hours. There you can calculate 51 minus 39. These are hours saved. and we can now calculate, and this is only calculation. This is also only calculation. Bonus amount, how would you calculate? For that, you will go upside and you will see the bonus. For every hour saved, bonus is 50%. For this, you will see hours saved 12, and for every hour you will pay 27, but in this case 50% would be allowed as bonus. Statement is completed. You can calculate it. 12 multiplied by 27 multiplied by 50% mean 50 divided by 100 means 0.5. So in this way you have calculated amount of bonus as well. And here first part was amount of bonus and answer is 162. So it has been completed. Now we'll see if there are any extra hours he had worked. No, because 42 hours were allowed in a week. Week was for 42 hours and he had even worked earlier than 42 hours. No extra hours he had worked, so it means 0. No payment would be made. Now we will see extra payment. Obviously extra hours are not worked, so there will not be any extra payment as well. In this way we will calculate his total wages. How? We have first amount 1134, and then we have our second amount 162. Okay, and nothing else is present, so you will calculate. Statement is completed. 1134 add 162, so we have got 1296, and second answer is 1296 over here. So this is also completed. Now we will calculate per hour. Per hour. For that we will read what is requirement. Amount of bonus, total gross, both have been calculated, 162 and 1296. Labor cost per good unit. How many good units have we calculated it for X? Let me see. First X, and I think we haven't calculated for X as well. So here little more space we will be making to calculate the next requirement. Okay, so we have a little more space. This is your first part and second part. Now please read it again. In this part, third, labor cost per good unit, for which go to the question. Due to defective material, 6 of X units were subsequently scrapped. It means 6 units are defective goods or scrapped goods. How many total number of units he had made? 189. Out of 189, 6 units are scrapped. So we will first calculate the good units. How will we calculate good units? For this, total manufactured units, and you will subtract defective goods, with which you will come to know. So total units manufactured were 189 units. We are talking about X for third part. Total units made 189, and scrap units are also mentioned in the question. Due to defect, 6 of X units. So out of 189, 6 units are defective. Statement is completed. Now you can calculate 189 minus 6, 183 units are your good units. What we have calculated? Good units. Okay, now what was required in the question? Labor cost per good unit. How much labor cost for X we have calculated? The final answer which we have calculated was this total wages. Let's mark that this was our final answer. So we have calculated for X 1485. So how would you calculate per good unit cost? It would be total wages and divided by good units. Formula has been completed. Now let's put the amount. Total wages were calculated 1485 and you need to divide good units are calculated over here 183. Statement is completed. Now let's calculate 1485 divided by 183 units. So 8.11 is your answer. Remaining everything was just for calculation. This is your answer, and what it is? It is cost per good unit. Let's mark it as well. This is answer and we are going to check it whether it is according to book or not. 8.11. So we have got 8.11 is present over here, 8.11, and we have calculated 8.11. Okay, in the similar way we will calculate same per unit cost for Y as well. For this, as you know that we need to see good units. Y had produced 204 unit. So first step is to calculate your good units. How would you calculate? Total units manufactured, and you will subtract defective units so that you can calculate your good units. Y had manufactured total number of unit 204. Out of these 24 number of units, it has been said Y had spoiled 4 number of units. So here you will be subtracting 4 number of units which are defective. So total 200 number of units are good units. Now we can calculate per unit per good unit cost. How would you calculate it? Total wages would be divided by good units. Total wages we have calculated for Y finally was here. This was only calculation 1296. Let's mark it the final answer. Total wages 1296. You can put over here 1296 and divided by your good units, and good units were calculated over here 200. So just put it over here 200. Statement is completed. Let's calculate 1296 divided by 200. So this is your final answer, and let's see what is given in the book. There was a misprinting and edited answer is present over here 6.48, and what we have calculated is also 6.48. So hopefully every answer is matched and you are understanding it in a proper manner. Let's mark the second part as well as it has been done. Now please review the question, what actually we have done. First of all, we were needed to calculate total wages, but there were 3 different criterias of wages. First, normal wages. That means number of hours worked multiplied by per hour, and this is the way which you have used to calculate normal wages. Now in question there was a second option. If some worker will save the time, they will be given bonus. Worker X had saved 18 hours, and we have calculated our standard time over here, which was 63, and he had completed this work within 45 hours. It means 18 hours saved. For every 18 hours saved, we will give 50% as bonus. 27 is per hour rate, 18 hours multiplied by per hour total amount, and 50% would be given as the bonus. Extra hours were given to the person who will work more than given hours. Given hours were 42 and he had worked 45 hours. Let's write it. Given hours were 45 and he had, no, given hours were 42 and he worked for 45 hours. It means 3 extra hours he had worked. And next step is to give payment of these 3 hours. For every hour 27, 3 were the hours, but 1 over 3 was the payment. In this way, there were 3 categories with which worker X has earned his wages. Normal salary 1215, bonus 243, and extra payment 27 you have got. In absolutely similar way, you have calculated total wages for Y as well. As you know, we have copied these headings and every heading was similar. The only difference which we have made is no extra hours. Why? Because worker Y has completed his target even less than the targeted hour. Targeted hours were 49 and he had completed in 39 hours. No extra working, no extra hours were worked. That means no extra payment. Bonus as usual. If somebody had saved hours, look over here. In this way you have calculated your standard hours 51, but he had completed his work in only 39 hours. So hours saves 12. Bonus would be given for 12 hours. For each hour 27, 12 hours were saved, but 50% would be given as bonus. So just two amounts were used to calculate your total wages. Now there was an interesting thing to calculate per good unit rate. Formula was total wages, which we have calculated over here 1296, and it is meant to be divided by good units, and good units we have calculated subtracting spoiled or defective goods from total unit 200, and it was put over here. All answers were matched as well, 243 and 162. Here you have calculated your answers. For X there were 243 as bonus. This is 243 as bonus, and for Y bonus was 162. So 243 and 162. Wages we have calculated for X. These are the wages: 1485, 1485 for X, and for Y we have calculated 1296. For Y 1296. Then we have calculated per unit cost 8.1. This was per unit cost 8.11 for X, 8.11 for X, and then per unit cost for Y 6.48 and 6.48. In this way we have reviewed every part of the question, and I'm very hopeful that you people have understood well about the question. It means 9.5 has been ended and you have understood everything, but even then if you have any query, any question regarding this solution, you are very open to ask your question through messages, text, or you can directly meet as well. For the time being, 9.5 is ended. We will surely be meeting for the solution of any other question in future, inshallah. And it's time to say goodbye. Thank you very much for your time. Allah Hafiz.